Yo, what's up YouTube? It's me, Austin, again with another YouTube video in this style. I've actually had several people ask me yesterday when I was gonna make this video because a few days ago I did make a video on the do's and don'ts of buying Pokemon games. So people wanted me to make a video on the do's and don'ts of buying Nintendo handhelds because you can't play a game without the console. So today I'm going to be going through all of the tips and advice I can give for buying Nintendo handhelds and just the overall do's and don'ts. A few of these are going to be copy paste, or I wouldn't necessarily say copy paste, but I'm going to reiterate some of the previous tips that I gave for the Pokemon games video. So let's just jump right into it. So first of all, number one, the where to buy the console. Don't buy it from Amazon. Don't buy it from Wish. Don't buy it from AliExpress. Don't buy it from DK Oldies. Don't buy it from those places. The only places you want to focus on are Mercari, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Mercari. I forgot to mention Mercari for the Pokemon games video. It is a good place to buy games. Trust me, I bought like my very first copy of Japanese Ruby and Sapphire in there. And so it's a good place to buy games and consoles. So check it out. So just don't buy it from anywhere else besides those places. Number two, don't overprice, especially when you're buying locally. I was at the flea market, like, I think this past Saturday, and there was a guy out there selling a DS Lite with the charger for $75. That is not a price you should be paying for a DS Lite. You can get DS Lites on Facebook Marketplace for $25, $30 all day long. So don't overpay for something that you can get cheaper. Just be like, when you have some money and you want to buy a console, look around different places and mark down the ones that you particularly like, or the ones that stand out the most. Because there's always better options. Number three, buying Japanese consoles is not a bad idea. And in the slightest. It's actually, in some cases, the better idea. Because there is no downside whatsoever. Like, for example, Japanese DS Lites and Japanese GBAs, they're going to be cheaper than English. And it has no difference whatsoever in gameplay. They're not region locked. They act the same exact way as the regular DS Lite, the regular GBA, especially the GBA. Like, there's no change at all from the English to the Japanese. So there's no change at all. So buying a Japanese GBA sometimes is a lot better than buying an English one, because currently, right now in today's market, or as of October 11th, an average GBA AGS 001, you can find it for like $60 to $75. If you look hard enough, you can find it cheaper than that. A 101, you're still looking at a freaking 100 to like 125. And with Japanese, like, that goes down a lot. It goes down a lot. Number four, if it's dirty, don't buy it. Unless you know you can clean it up. If you see some obvious wear and tear, grime and dirt, you can do better. Because that's just nasty. Now, I do have a reason for why my GBA has that, if I can find it. So, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but there's all obvious wear and tear. The reason why is because this was my very first GBA. I got this when I was like 4 years old. Like, well, I changed the shell, but I wanted to keep as much as the regular shell as I could. That is just sentimental value to me, having the original pieces of the original shell on there. That's why there's obvious wear and tear. But when you're buying that from like eBay or something like that, don't buy that kind of stuff because it's not, unless you want to change the shell, then yeah, that's fine. I don't know what number this is. We're just going on to the next one. I think this is number 4. Number 5. Obvious defects are fine. Like, for example, if the speaker don't work, that is fine. If it's like a 3DS and it can't read games, that is fine. Because you can homebrew it instead of just relying on physical cartridges. You can homebrew that. If the speaker doesn't work, it's not like hearing the game is gonna, not hearing the game is gonna kill you or anything. Like, just because there's like a few obvious defects, that is fine. Like, for example, I have a Wii right here. Speaking of Nintendo Wii, I am giving away a Nintendo Wii in my Discord, discord.gg/shinyhunting. Join there to figure out how you can enter to win a free Nintendo Wii. Anyway, you can buy one on eBay broken with like the broken disc reader. You can buy it for like what, $20. Homebrew it and there you go. You just got a very cheap Wii for $30 and it works just as fine. Again, defects like that is fine. As long as you are filtering through all of the broken /4 parts or repair section on eBay, yeah, you can find some very good deals on that. Number 6, buying untested consoles can be a good thing. When somebody sells an untested console, that's two things. One, it's broken, and they don't actually want to say that it's broken. Or 2, it's actually untested. They don't know if it works or not. They haven't tested it. They can't test it. So, buying untested, you could either be wasting money or you could be getting a lot of money in return. So, make sure when you're buying untested consoles, it's really based on your intuition. If you want to buy an untested console, because it can be a bad thing, it can be a good thing. It always depends on what you get. Number 7. When you are buying a handheld and you are not sure if the price is good, ask around for other people. There's a few people in the Discord who always be like, hey yo, is $60 for an AGS 001 GBA good? And like 4 of us at one time were like, yeah, that's a good price. I mean, yeah. So always ask around because you could be overpaying when you should be underpaying. So just join a good community, ask around, because again, I would rather you underpay than overpay. So just do that. You can join my Discord, discord.gg/shinyhunting. And for buying handhelds, that's the only thing I can really say. Pokemon games, it's a lot more iffy because you can possibly buy fake games. Pokemon games are a lot more expensive than Nintendo handhelds. So, with the Pokemon games is more in-depth on what you should do. With this one, I don't want to reiterate the same things that I said in the last video and then actually go into detail as I should. If you want to hear those tips, I suggest you watch the last video that I made on buying Pokemon games. And there's just not that much to it. It's like when you're buying a console, you just have to really look out. Mainly the main factor is price, because some people still are in that COVID mindset where it's like, okay, I need a price over thing. I need to overprice everything. I can't even speak English now. So, again, just ask around other people, see if it's a good price, because we will be able to tell you if it's a good price or not. For example, $75 for a DS Lite is not a good price unless it's coming with a decent amount of Pokemon games. So just ask around and get some clarification. This is a bit of a shorter the video, so apologize for that. But I do hope you guys use these tips and advice, and I hope you have an amazing day. This is Austin signing out.